Welcome back to Dawn's Astrological Vision. Stand by for Gemini, October 2016 General Forecast. Welcome back, Gemini, Sun sign, rising, and Moon sign. The new moon last month on September 30th is highlighting your fifth house, the sign Libra. Over the next couple of weeks, creative energy and romance take on a new focus and expression. The fifth house involves creative births, including children, the claiming of talents, and the revitalizing need for joy and pleasure in one's life. On the 5th of the month, the planet Mars in Capricorn moves into a square with Jupiter in Libra. Watch rushing into projects without considering the consequences. Legal difficulties or problems through travel may occur through this square. This is not a good time to lend or borrow, and watch out for overextending your resources or promising more than you can deliver. This affects your 8th house of income and support you receive, sex, all matters of mergers, and the way we regenerate and rejuvenate after a loss, and the 5th house of where you are willing to take a chance, experience pleasure, and continue to create. Until the 22nd, the sun is illuminating your 5th house, and this is a time for romance, pleasure, and creativity. You are coming out of your shell, ready to perform and to express yourself creatively. This is a very playful period of the year when you are inspired creatively and emotionally. You could be taking more pride than usual in your creations, your love affairs, your children, and your hobbies. Pleasure and amusement play an important role in your search for freedom of self-expression now. More than any time of the year, you are focusing on having fun, enjoying romance, and expressing yourself creatively. However, the Sun and Pluto square is on the 7th. Pluto is in the sign Capricorn, your 8th house, and this can bring about a compulsion to influence the world through the use of power, whether through socially approved channels or through deep psychological forces. Over the next couple of days after the 7th, it may not be possible for you to penetrate through anything remotely meaningful or moving. You can't seem to get beneath the surface, or there could be a tendency to want to control your life through some form of manipulation. However, this is best avoided in order to achieve good results. However, meeting with obstacles in your path can force you into positions of using all of your resources to fight back, and you can discover resources you never knew you had in the process. Luckily, Mercury, your ruler, moves into the sign Libra on the 7th and brings balance to any overinflated egos. On the 15th, Uranus will be making its once-a-year opposition to the Sun in Libra. This is your 11th house and 5th house. Uranus transiting the 11th house can bring about changes in friendships, groups and organizational associates, and personal goals and objectives. New friendships are often established with interesting and unusual people. Over the next couple of days before and after the 15th, it is an excellent time to clear debris and clutter from your life. Review any limiting circumstances and make a plan to rid yourself of negative influences. Watch out for health issues, especially regarding the nerves. Beware of sacrificing security for the sake of personal freedom. The full moon is in the sign Aries on the 16th. Over the next couple of days, the energy will be at a peak, and this should be an extra active social time for you, Gemini. The full moon in your 11th house can signify a time when friends are more emotionally important to you than usual, and you may choose to let them know this. This is also a good time to go over your goals and ask yourself if they are important to your life now, or are they outdated desires that need to be let go of. Also, this Aries full moon will add fuel to the Sun-Uranus opposition. The emotional tides are running higher than usual now, and hidden things come to the surface. The link between the Sun-Uranus opposition and the full moon in Aries indicates disturbances in the energy field and can bring about disruption. Over the next couple of days, Gemini, before and after the 16th, it is best to lay low, keep your eyes wide open, avoid scheduling any important appointments. On the 18th, Venus moves into Sagittarius, your 7th house. Harmonious social relationships and a desire to please others characterize this transit. This transit is conducive to harmony in marriage, in business partnerships, in close friendships, and in dealings with women and the public. On the 19th, Mars and Pluto conjoin in the sign Capricorn, the only time this year. This brings about a drive to probe and penetrate, and you may find yourself examining and working through some strong internal changes. Push too hard and you could be too dominating and even oppressive to yourself and others. Powerful desires, feelings, and inner courage are stimulated now. This is your 8th house of joint finances, financial transactions, ending of old conditions and affairs of the dead. You feel unusually driven and can work intensively without a break as long as you are doing what you want. Old problems and unresolved trouble spots may surface now, especially regarding your need to be in control or to assert yourself. On the 22nd, the Sun moves into the 6th house, the sign Scorpio. This is a time to make adjustments. During the next 30-day cycle, you take more pride in the work you do and in your health routines than any other time of the year. You are sorting through the experiences of the last several months, separating the worthwhile from the worthless. This is a good time to build your skills, to get organized, and to attend to your health and well-being. It's a great time to make improvements to your regular routines. Your self-esteem and your ego are tied up in the work you do and in the services you give. Details are more important to you now, Gemini. It's time to bring order to your life by focusing on the little things that make up the whole. This cycle represents an opportunity to get rid of what doesn't work in your life while also discovering what does. Your physical health, as well as the relationships between your body and your mind, are in focus. Mercury enters the same sign, Scorpio, your 6th house, on the 24th, and there is more of a concern with health, diet, and hygiene. Until November 12th, you could be learning new skills or seeking education as a means of improving your job status. Also, short trips may be taken for health reasons or to purchase clothing, tools, or work-related items. On the 27th, Mercury conjoins the Sun in this house, and communications can become laser beam sharp. On the 29th, Mars in Capricorn squares Uranus in Aries, your 11th house again. New fields of activity may open up as a result of the breaking up of old conditions. Over the next couple of days before and after the 29th, watch out for irritability, temper, or badly planned actions that result in setbacks. With this aspect, there's a tendency towards carelessness. Losses may result from entering into ventures that are too new or different from what you normally do. Also, watch out for accidents. Venus and Saturn conjoin also in the sign Sagittarius on this date. This is your 7th house of partnerships, and maturity within your relationships will be required, even though you might not see eye to eye. The intense new moon is in the sign of Scorpio, your 6th house, on the 30th. The next couple of weeks could have you more focused on your well-being. This could be physically or mentally. It could be a time to try a new, healthier diet. Your daily habits may undergo a change, especially if you need to restore balance in your health regimen. Some Geminis could adopt a new pet. Gemini, your lucky days of the month are the 1st, 10th, 11th, 18th, 19th, 27th, and 28th. This completes your general forecast for October 2016. Thank you for returning, liking, and subscribing to Dawn's Astrological Vision. Gemini, have a wonderful month, and I'll talk to you in November. Bye.